Okay. Good morning, everyone. Halo, selamat pagi. Ohayo gozaimashita. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for inconvenience. We have a little bit technical problem here, but we have resolved already. So before we start our opening ceremony today, we would like to remind all of you to fill out the attendance list. We put the link in the chat box. Please register yourself. So here we have registration ID and put your first name, yeah, of course.
I think we should put the attendance link into the chat box.
Okay, we have already put in the chat box. Butriati, how are you, Butriati?
I'm good.
Okay, Pak Hazi, how are you?
I'm good, Pak.
Okay. Pak Hermawan, Pak Profesor Hermawan, and Pak Professor Supriya also, how are you today? Hope you are okay.
Yes,
Yes, thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we are waiting. We will start the opening ceremony at 8 o'clock. So please, everyone who didn't listen my instruction before, please fill out your attendance list. We put the link in the chat box, and please use your username as registration ID and your first name. Thank you. Okay, once again, good morning, everybody. Ohayo gozaimasu. Let's start the opening ceremony. Dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are very sorry for the technical problem. So before we, as we mentioned before, everybody who has filled out the attendance list, thank you very much for your follow-up. So dear Excellencies, lecturers, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. My name is Julius Tiono and my colleague Nurul Hanifa. We are here as the master of ceremony today. On behalf of the host, allow us to extend our warmest greetings to first lecturers from ITB and guest lecturers from Osaka University, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, Vietnam National University, Tehran University of Medical Science, University of West Bohemia. Secondly, Dean of Graduate School of ITB, Professor Supriyadi. Third, Chairman of International Virtual Course, Dr. Triyati Dewi Kencana Wungu. And then Head of Research Center for Nanoscience and Nanotechnology of ITB, Professor Dr. Heni Rahmawati, and all of the students of this international virtual course. Welcome to the opening ceremony of International Virtual Course on Basic and Applied Nanotechnology for Computational to Experimental Methods. It is our pleasure to welcome you here this morning. We hope you are all enjoying this opening ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, we want to inform you that due to COVID-19 pandemic, the summer school program offered by ITB is replaced by the international virtual courses. As been indicated by its name, the academic activities will be delivered virtually. This course will be indicated by its this course will be held in 2 weeks from Monday, January 4th until Friday, January 15, 2021. This 2 weeks course includes a 1-week lecture series and computational hands-on and will be given by RC and ITB members and qualified international lecturers from Japan, Iran, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Czech Republic. With this course, participants may experience computational hands-on and high-performance computing facilities and will have the opportunity to join an exchange program between ITB and Osaka University.
Very good, Nurul. Now we move to the speech segment that is going to be started with a welcoming speech. First of all, we will have a welcoming speech from Professor Supriyadi, Dean of Graduate School of ITB, and then opening remarks, and then CNN introduction of Professor Heni Rahmawati, and greetings from guest lecturer representative, Professor Yoshitada, and technical announcement from Pak Fazli Mutakin, PhD. Okay, now we move to speech segment that is going to be started with a welcoming speech and official opening from Professor Supriyadi. Please be invited, Dean of Graduate School of ITB.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yulianto, Master of Ceremony in this program. Dear Excellency, distinguished guests, dear colleagues or participants, ladies and gentlemen, especially for Professor Morikawa. and Professor Hermawan and Professor Heni Rahmawati to join with us in this opening remarks. Thank you very much. And it's true pleasure to me to welcome you to an opening ceremony of International Virtual Course on Basic and Applied Nanotechnology for Computational to Experimental Methods. I'm very grateful to all of you for accepting our invitation, especially to the lecturers and guests for taking time off from your busy schedule to attend this opening ceremony. Before I officially open this course, I would like to give an introduction to the Graduate School of ITB. ITB Graduate School is one of the supporting units which function to coordinate the development, implementation, and quality assurance of postgraduate education in ITB. In carrying out of the function, Graduate School of ITB, together with other schools or faculty responsible to implement the graduate education program, also coordinates with the ITB Quality Assurance to carrying out the quality assurance of postgraduate education, and represent of ITB in implementing postgraduate education cooperation. And in these years, we are very delighted that we finally opened the first multidisciplinary department in ITB, collaborate with the Nano Centers. This is Center of Nanotechnology, which means the Nanoscience and Nanotechnology Department for the graduate program in level master program and the doctoral program. And this department is directly under the Graduate School of ITB. We hope this program is able to increase the level of mastery of the knowledge and ability obtained by collaboration with many departments, professors, and lecturers, also with collaboration with the Osaka, for example, and other countries. The aim of the program is that the students are able to apply knowledge from various domains and specialization in creative ways, develop, deepen, and integrate into a functional system. And now it's time for me to officially open this course. I will officially open this course with the knock-knock. The international course on the basic and applied nanotechnology for computational and experimental methods is now open. Please enjoy of the rest of the opening ceremony. Again, thank you for attention. Thank you for your coming, Professor Morikawa from Osaka University and other professors from Osaka. The other in the Professor Hermawan is ITB Senat, and Professor Heni Rahmawati as Head of Research Center of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology of ITB. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the course. Thank you. Here is the chairman for me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Supriyadi. Even though we cannot applaud the opening ceremony, but I believe our spirit is here. So we still have many spirit of that. Yeah. Okay. Nurul.
Okay. Next, I would like to invite the chairman of International Virtual Course, Dr. Triati Wungu, to deliver her opening remarks. Dr. Tri, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. The slide is with you, right? My slide, sorry, Ms. Nurul. The slide is with you, my slide. Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Triati Dewi Kencana Bungu, chairman of this summer school program. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to our international summer school or international virtual course on basic and applied nanotechnology from computational to experiment methods. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the committee who have already worked very hard to organize this program. I also would like to thank to all guest lecturers who are willing to share their expertise to participants throughout this program. Also, I do not forget to say thank you to participants for sparing their time to join this event. Last but not the least, my appreciation goes to ITB as the primary sponsor and Osaka University for providing computing cluster facilities. Ladies and gentlemen, this summer school is held annually by Research Center for Nanosciences and Nanotechnology of ITB, and current event is our third summer school. What makes different of this third summer school is that it is held virtually. Actually, it is beyond our prediction, as previously we conducted the summer school offline. So ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to briefly report participant profile, agendas of this event, and so on. So here there are 89 participants who registered for this program. 36 students from ITB, 28 students from various universities in Indonesia, and 25 students from overseas. The overseas participants come from Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, China, Taiwan, and Japan. In addition, I would like to show that the participant educational background are mostly bachelor, master, and doctoral students. And the rest are researchers, industrial practitioner, and alumni. This program is in collaboration with several universities from Osaka University, Japan, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, Tehran University, Iran, Ho Chi Minh University, Vietnam, and University of West Bohemian of Czech Republic. Next slide, please. So here are the participants' affiliations who registered to us. 12 universities from Indonesia, 10 from foreign universities, and 3 from research center and industries. So from Indonesian universities, we have students coming from Institut Teknologi Bandung, Institut Pertanian Bogor University, Institut Teknologi Sains Bandung, Universitas Muhammadiyah Makassar, Universitas Jenderal Sudirman, Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Jember, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Universitas Syah Kuala, dan Universitas Muhammadiyah Gresik. For the foreign universities, they are Osaka University, Japan, National Cheng Kung University of Taiwan, Taipei Medical University of Taiwan, Chan Tho University of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh University of Technology, Vietnam, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, De La Salle University, the Philippines, University of West Bohemia of Czech Republic, Zhejiang University of China, and Huazhong University of Science and Technology from China. And for the research center and industry, we have participant from Agency for the Assessment and Application of Technology, or BPPT of Indonesia, National Center for Technological Progress from Vietnam, and last, Boehringer Ingelheim from Indonesia. Next slide, please. So as the agenda goes, we will have lectures and hands-on tutorial about diverse topics from different expertise. It starts from the first week until the second week of January 2021. The first week agenda will be about lecture on applied science, while the second week will be about the combination between the lecture and hands-on on computational material design. The lecture's topic include plasma process, surface science, meta-surface, application on atomic force microscopy, advanced optical microscopy, nanophorus and nanolayered materials, electrolyte polymer for battery, scanning probe microscopy, model simulation, computational material design, and so on. For your information, the summer school is equal to 3 credits. So for those students who have registered through credit earning sites for ITB students and USM ITB for foreign students, will get transcript from ITB and also will get a certificate. For participants who are not registered through the ITB system, will get only a certificate. Transcript and certificate will be given to participants subject to fulfill the requirements, that is attending the whole session during the summer schools. So please attend and enjoy the whole programs. That's all, and I hope you enjoy this program. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tri, for the opening remarks. Now we will have now I would like to invite RCNN. I'm sorry. Now I would like to invite RCNN broad expert representative, Professor Hermawan, to deliver his speech. To Professor Hermawan, time is yours.
Honorable guests, professor from Osaka University, or long-standing everlasting colleagues, distinguished faculty members, and proud participants. With extreme pleasure, I would like to welcome you all in this international virtual course hosted by the Research Center for Nanosciences and Nanotechnology at Institut Teknologi Bandung campus, in collaboration with our partners from Osaka universities from Asian countries and Iran. I would like also to express my sincere appreciation to our colleagues from Osaka universities for their years of constant support to ITB. Although disrupted by COVID-19, we are very fortunate still able conducting or organizing this international virtual course. Thank you to the organizing committees for your tireless efforts to make this IVC possible. As for the participant and student, I hope you will enjoy this workshop for your own future. Thank you very much for your attention. Please enjoy the international course. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, Pak Professor Hermawan, thank you very much for your short speech. We are appreciative of your speech. Now we are going to the next speech from Professor Heni Rahmawati, She is Research Center for Nanoscience and Nanotechnology head. Please be invited, Professor Henny, to make your speech.
Thank you for the MC to introduce me in this very important meeting. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for coordinating international course. Normally we call summer school. Honorable guests from Japan, Professor Dr. Yoshitada Morikawa as a guest lecture representative, distinguished guest Dean of Graduate School of ITB, Professor Hermawan as head of Senate of ITB, and also all participants from different countries, especially from ASEAN region. So let me, on behalf of the Research Center for Nanosciences and Nanotechnology, to shortly introduce the activity and also the profile of our center before you start the international course. So we are really glad to be able to conduct this event. So actually, summer school is yearly event in ITB, especially in our center. But in this year, so the third time of event, we conduct, unfortunately, not face-to-face, but virtually. But maybe because of that, on the participant we have this year is much more, yeah, than other 2 years before. So in this year we have almost 90 participants coming from different countries, but mostly from ASEAN, and also from Indonesia, from different institutions, and also from different degree of academic, yeah, not only bachelor, but also master student and also doctoral student. So this is very, yeah, for us is really proud, yeah, to conduct this event, and we hope that we can do this event for the coming years. And of course, this event will not be happen without any support from different institutions, especially from ITB, who financially support, yeah, full support for conducting this summer course. As head of Research Center of Nanosciences and Nanotechnology, please allow me to share. Actually, I don't have a formal slide, but I would like to show the website of our center. Then all participants can explore by yourself to know more information what actually done in Research Center of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, the people, then the research activity, and also year activity. So then you can join, yeah, for the next year. Through online information, you will know what activity we are organizing. So please, for MC, let me share maybe only 2 minutes, yeah, not take time. Yeah. So do you see the slide, the website of NRCN?
Yes.
Okay. So why I saw this website, because this is more interactive, yeah, to go, yeah, to take a tour about our center. and all facility we have, all activity we conduct, and all people contributing to this center. So actually our center formally inaugurated 4 years back, 2016, by Ministry of Research and Technology, Higher Education. And so 4 years already we are conducting activity, and in time our activity getting better and better, and our member getting more and more, and our publication getting higher and higher with high impact factor. So as you see in this website, we have a member coming from different faculty in ITB, because our center is the first center multidisciplinary center. So we have advisory board. One of them is Professor Hermawan, just presented, just welcome all of you. And we also have younger researcher, just freshly graduated from, mostly from abroad, who strengthen our activity. So we have in NRCN, we have 4 different divisions actually. So we have nanomaterial, we have nanomedicine, we have nanobiology, nanobio, and other we have nanoenergy. So each division led by expertise in the field, and each division has roadmap, research roadmap. So as you can see here, but unfortunately the information is in Indonesian language, but I hope some of them are in English. So we actually have 4 research roadmap based on the division, and we targeted in 2025 we will have like a commercialized product, because this is demand from our government that all research activity must be ended with commercialized product, not only ended with publication but also with the product, because by this product we can develop, we can make the center bigger and wider collaboration among others, like industry and also research institute, and as well as university worldwide. So we also have to accommodate the research result, publication, especially from Indonesian researcher. We have we organize international journal called Journal of Research and Development on Nanotechnology in Indonesia. So this is very early, still just born. So the journal actually 3 years back born, and we really expect that we can accommodate good research in this journal and publish high impact research, especially coming from Indonesian researcher, but not limited to other countries. A lot of activity yearly we conducted. One of the activity, as now we just started, so international course, international virtually course. So this year is virtually, but I hope next year we will back to normal condition. So then we can meet each other and you can directly see what actually our center. So I think that's very short information from the center. Although short, we hope that you feel the atmosphere of our center. And although the course is conducted virtually, but we expect you feel the atmosphere, especially from abroad. You feel the atmosphere of Indonesia, you feel the atmosphere of our center, and you see the atmosphere of our people. So last but not least, I would like to congratulate organizing committee to be able to conduct this very important course. And of course, after that, we will expect the good result, the good output for this, not only after, of course, we say goodbye, but we expect that we can keep in touch, for the further collaboration. So thank you very much for your attention and enjoy the course. Thank you. I give back the time to moderator, to MC. Please, Pak Yulianto. So sorry, my background is, so my background is pharma company. So I'm now in pharma company in Bandung, Mepro Pharma. So I'm a consultant of this company. So you see in my back the business of morning activity in the pharma company in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Hani Rahmawati. I think your great expectation about this course, hopefully we can achieve, maximize the expectation. And even though the coronavirus against us, I think the objective of this course would be achieved, but with the students and all the lecturers who participate in the course. We heard that from Professor Hani about the general overview of RCNN. Hopefully you can describe yourself about our facilities, about our research, about our future hope about the nano center. As you know that the nanotechnology and nanoscience is growing up so quickly. You know, for instance, I read about the Maryland research that nanotechnology will grow up until 2081. So this is very long journey about the nanotechnology. Hopefully this course will make like a bridge, brings all together about the nanotechnology for all country, or for participants and for colleagues. Okay, Nurul.
Okay, now next, I would like to invite guest lecture representative, Professor Yoshitada Morikawa, to deliver his greetings. Professor Yoshitada Morikawa, the time is yours.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? My name is Yoshitada Morikawa.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, thank you. So, thank you for participating in the virtual, international virtual course on. I'd like to thank you for your participation in this virtual course. So, first, I'd like to introduce. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Is this okay?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, Professor.
Thank you. First, I'd like to introduce Osaka University and our exchange program. Osaka, this is a map of Asian area, and Hanoi is here, Ho Chi Minh City is here, Penang is here, Kuala Lumpur is here, Bandung is here, and Manila is here, and Osaka is here. Osaka is about from 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers from these cities. And Osaka is located in the west part of Japan main island. And it is close to Kyoto and Nara, where you can visit world famous historical places. This is the Horyuji Temple. This is the world oldest wooden temple in Nara. And this is the Todaiji Temple. This is world largest wooden temple in Nara. And inside of this building, you can visit, you can see big statue of Buddha. And in Kyoto, you can visit very beautiful temples. And Osaka City was an ancient capital of Japan, date back to 5th century. This is the world largest emperor's burial built in 5th century in Osaka. And Osaka City became a very gigantic city because of Hideyoshi Toyotomi, a head of samurai, supported business activity in Osaka in 16th century. This is a famous castle, Osaka Castle, built by Hideyoshi Toyotomi. And now Osaka City is the second largest city in Japan, and it is the center of modern culture of Japan. And the World Expo will be held in Osaka City in 2025. Next, I'd like to introduce Osaka University. Osaka University was rooted as a private school for Dutch learning, including medical sciences, named Tekijuku, which was founded in 1838. This is the old picture of medical doctor Koan Ogata. In his school, students learned not only medical science, but also physics, chemistry, biology, and also social sciences. And the students, after studying in Tekijuku, played very important roles to build modern society of Japan. The most famous person is Yukichi Fukuzawa. He founded Keio University after moving to Tokyo. Keio University is one of the biggest private university in Japan. And because he played very important role to build modern society of Japan, his face is printed on the 10,000 yen bill in Japanese currency. And then Osaka University was founded as the 6th Imperial University in 1931. The first president was Professor Hantaro Nagaoka. He was a physicist, famous physicist. He proposed an atomic model. In 1904, famous professor in Cambridge, J.J. Thomson, proposed his atomic model. He assumed that electrons are embedded in a positive charge, and the positive charge is distributed homogeneously inside of an atom. In the same year, Professor Nagaoka proposed his atomic model. In his model, he thought the positive charge is concentrated at the center of atom, and the negative electrons are moving around the nucleus. Then, because his model was unstable due to the radiation of electromagnetic field. Therefore, his model was not accepted. But later, famous Professor Ernest Rutherford in Cambridge and his students, Geiger and Marsden, unambiguously proved that there must be a nucleus at the center of atom. So therefore, now his model, the atomic model, is called Nagaoka-Rutherford atomic model. Unfortunately, Western people forgot Nagaoka's work, but please remember that Professor Nagaoka originally made this atomic model. And as president of Osaka University, he invited young genius scientists to Osaka University. And one of the most famous physicists in Osaka University was Hideki Yukawa. He proposed a meson theory for nuclear forces, and he was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics in 1949. He was the first Nobel laureate in Japan. So the next, I would like to introduce a little bit briefly the Graduate School of Engineering, Osaka University. The Osaka University Engineering School was rooted as an Osaka Technology School, which was founded 1896. This is an old picture of Osaka Technology School. And then it became a School of Engineering when Osaka University was founded. So this is Professor Hantaro Nagaoka. And one of the important topic in Graduate School of Engineering in Osaka University is that the first digital computer in Japan was fabricated in Osaka University Graduate School of Engineering. This is an old picture of first digital computer in Japan. The first digital computer in the world was fabricated in 1946 in the United States. And 4 years later, the Osaka University made the first digital computer in Japan. So historically, Osaka University is very strong in medical science, physics, and also computer sciences. Now, Osaka University has 16 graduate schools and 6 research institutions and more than 3,000 academic staffs and also more than 3,000 non-academic staffs and about 15,000 undergraduate school students and 8,000 graduate course students. And among them, about 10% of students are from abroad. And Osaka University is ranked as a 71 in the world ranking US top universities. Especially Osaka University is strong in chemistry, chemical engineering, physics, and astronomy, and natural sciences, and engineering and technology, and life science and medicine. And this April in this year, we started new international program in the Graduate School of Engineering, Osaka University. The name of the program is International Priority Graduate Program on Applied and Engineering Physics. And this is in this program, you can study the cutting edge nanotechnology and nanosciences. So solar fabrication of solar cells or fabrication of nanoscale devices, and also optical laser technology and scanning probe technologies, and also computational sciences and fabrications of nano devices. So such cutting edge nanotechnology and nanosciences we can learn. And in the present international virtual course, the professors in this program will give lectures. In our course, we provide 3-year doctoral degree course and a double degree PhD course with Asian universities, Institute Technology Bandung, De La Salle University, Philippine Normal University, University Sains Malaysia, and University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And also we accept short-term research students. So students in Asian countries can stay at Osaka University and do research for 1 year. This is a 1 year short-term research program. And also we have a mixed scholarship specially allocated to our program. So this is the introduction to Osaka University and our program. And Osaka University has a special exchange program with Institute Technology Bandung and also Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology. We think these universities are very important partner universities. So we established the ASEAN joint campuses in ITB and Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology. And we started international certificate program, Osaka University International Certificate Program on Introduction to Computational Material Design. So, so this international certificate program is a new educational program of Osaka University in collaboration with Osaka University ASEAN campus counterparts, Institute Technology Bandung and Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology. Osaka University issues a certificate upon successful completion of the program of the specific field with 6 to 8 digits. And Osaka University is for graduate students of joint campus counterpart universities and working people who have received at least the bachelor degree. So program starts in December this year and ends in September next year for this time. And next year we will start October next year again. So the program is for 1 year and the participants will attend the online lectures delivered from Osaka University in their home countries. And then they will come to Osaka for 2 to 3 months to do laboratory works. And introduction to material design is one of the course. And material design is aimed to predict the materials composition and structure which have desired properties and functions. So this is the kind of inverse problem. So usually if the structures or composition are given, then we can predict properties or functions. This is a direct problem, and this is now relatively easy to predict. But the material design is an inverse problem. So we would like to predict the structures and the composition of materials which have desired properties or functions. So this is more difficult. And by using advanced quantum theory of electrons and also computational techniques and high performance computers, we would like to realize this computational material design. And in this virtual course, we provide basic knowledge and recent progress. So this lecture consists of 8 lectures. And also, finally, we have a discussion session. The first 8 lectures will be given by on-demand video lectures. And the last discussion session will be held on 15th of January 2021, starting from 8:30 to 10:45. So all participants, please attend this discussion session. And before January 15th, please watch the on-demand lectures. This course is registered as one of the courses in EDX courses. So you can visit web page of EDX. So this is a web page of EDX, and so this is one of EDX course, and usually it costs. It is necessary to pay tuition fee to take this course, but voucher will be provided for participants in this virtual course. So we will provide a ticket to watch this, to attend this virtual on-demand course. And so please watch this on-demand video before January 15th, and attend the discussion session, which will be held on January 15th, 2021. So this is a introduction to our program. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Yoshitada Morikawa, for the history of Osaka University and introduction to our course. As we conclude that Osaka University have a really amazing history in the field of science and technology. Okay, before we start our next agenda, I would like to again remind all of you to fill out the attendance list. We put the link in the chat box.
Thank you very much, Professor Yoshitada Morikawa. Appreciate for your speech. We notified several points of your speech, like that Osaka University and ITB and other university here also has joint cooperation, and also there will be 10 lectures, in January, next January, you will present it with the other lecturers. Okay, now we will have another agenda from
Okay, now we will have a technical announcement that will be explained by Mr. Fahzi Mutakin, PhD. Please be invited. Fahzi Mutakin, PhD.
Thank you, moderator, Ms. Nurul and Mr. Yulistiono. Thank you for your time and for all honorable guest lecture participants and the committee member of IVC. I'd like to say thank you for your participation in this opening ceremony, and it is a pleasure for me on behalf of the committee to welcome you all, and we hope we can enjoy our main event in the next month in January 4th. Before we are going to the main event, actually I would like to describe some technical announcement. Especially this is regarding with computational hands-on that we will do in the next month. Previously, Professor Morikawa has already explained to you of one of mandatory lectures that you have to attend to get the credits. I already share the link in the chat box. You can visit the link later, and please follow the mandatory lecture in that web page. So now let me share the announcement. Okay. Pardon me, can you see my screen and hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So in this time, I would like to explain this small technical announcement. This is regarding with preparation for our hands-on. So as you know, in this virtual course, we will have 2 lectures, 2 weeks lecture, I mean, and you can see here the tentative schedule for our virtual course. In the first week, most of this schedule will be filled by online lecture via Zoom, and we will share the Zoom link to you all later, but this is the tentative schedule for our lecture. And we all, as mentioned by our chairman, we already invited some guest lecture from Japan, Asia University, and then from Czech Republic and Iran. And in the second week, we will have hands-on for 3 days here in January 11 until January 13th. In this schedule, you will have direct hands-on of computational work. So It will be guided by Professor Kazunori Sato, Professor Yoshida Morikawa, and Professor Tamio Oguchi. So they will guide us in this hands-on session. To do a hands-on session, you have to get an access to supercomputer cluster system in Osaka University. To do so, I prepare for you the small notes for the preparation. I'm aware that most of you probably use a different type of operating system in your own PC or personal computer. Here, I would like to show how to make preparation if you are using Microsoft Windows and Linux-based computer or Mac OS X users. So first, for the Microsoft Windows user, probably you have to prepare to install two applications. First is WinSCP. So this WinSCP is very useful when you are dealing with taking data or downloading data from supercomputer to your local computer. So please visit this web page to download the apps and follow the installation guideline in here. Basically, you just follow the standard option to get to properly install this application. Okay. Second, this is also important. You have to install a PuTTY application. PuTTY application is very useful for you to work to connect your local computer with a supercomputer cluster in Osaka. So please download these apps from this web page, and you may install a 64-bit version, but however it depends on your Windows Microsoft Windows system. So if it's a 60-bit version, then we suggest you to install this one. So this is about PuTTY, and just follow the standard option to install this program. Okay. Next, the third step is generating public key. So basically, the administrator in a supercomputer at Osaka, they will need your computer public key so that you can make an access to Osaka University. And to do so, you can follow this step first by open the PuTTYgen sub apps. So PuTTY has a sub application, namely PuTTYgen, and you can execute this program after you install PuTTY. Then you will see such Windows screen like this. And after you see such windows like this, you can choose a RSA type for your key, and then click the generate button. Then you will get two key. So this is the process. You will find a generate button in the dialog box here. After you press the button, it will show like this. So it will take time, not long, maybe 1 minute to generate the key. And in the end, actually you will get two key. And before that, it's recommended to put the password for your key here. Actually, the password is important for the private key. So after you put your password, this is optional, but we suggest you to put a password. After you put password, you can click on the save public key and save private key. So just click these two buttons and you will get the public key. Of course, in which you save you have to memorize where you save the public key. Then we kindly ask you to rename your public key. So just remember only the public key into this file names. So we will need your public key file so we can deliver these files to the administrator in Osaka University. But please don't make a wrong choice. Just share your public key, not share the private key to anyone. Okay, that's for Microsoft Windows users. In the next page, this is the preparation if you are using a Linux-based computer or Mac OS X user. First, you may install FileZilla here. FileZilla is a kind of similar application like WinSCP. So these apps can help you to manage data between your local computer, means your own computer, to cluster system or HPC system. You can download these apps through this web page here and just follow the installation process. Just choose standard or recommended option. I think it will be finished for you. And if you want to know how to use that, I think in this web page you can also read the guideline how to use that. And second step is similar. We have to also generate public key in your computer. So person who use Linux or Mac OS, it's easy to open your terminal and enter the following command to generate your public key. So you do not need to install anything. Just open your terminal and execute this command. This command, and you will, after that you just press enter, and then there is a utility prompt that you have to put the password. Actually, it's also optional. You can put password or not, but once again, we recommend you to put a password. Then after you put password, two key will be generated. First is private key and public key. And this is the example when you execute this command. First, the private key will be stored in somewhere in this directory, users, your name, .ssh /ID RSA. So that the private key. And the second is the public key, also stored in the same place. So you can find these two files in the same place and just rename the public key like this. And this is what we need for your registration. And once again, please never share your private key with anyone. And after you do that, we kindly ask you, all the participants, to first fill out the following Google form as a registration procedure. So we already received your registration through this Google form, but also many of you, at least about 20 participants, have not yet registered their identity in this Google form. So this data will be sent together with your public key to the supercomputer administrator. So we will send your data to them. That's why we kindly ask you to fill out this Google form. If you already filled the Google form, and I think you can move to second step, which is collecting your public key into the following Google Drive. So basically, actually, I already shared my presentation slide in the chat box, but later on, I will send this instruction by email to you all, and we kindly ask your cooperation to provide this public key before 18 December, before December 18, 2020. So yeah, we are once again, we are kindly ask you to provide this public key and send, please submit to this Google Drive at least before December 18, 2020. So maybe that's all from me regarding this technical announcement. I may, can I have question session, moderator? Hello.
There are some questions for you, Dr. Fachi, through the chatting. Yeah,
in
through
chatting.
you can read the chatting. Yeah, there are some
Okay.
questions. Need your response, I guess.
Okay, thank you, Professor Hermawan. Okay. Regarding the first Google form, wait a moment. Yes, we will open this Google form once again after today's opening ceremony. So please wait. Maybe one of the committee can could you open this Google form?
Yeah, sure.
The registration procedure for getting HPC access. Okay. So the next question. Is there any other questions? I think.
Dr. Fazzi, I would like to ask. is there any limited number of participants to access the cluster computer of Osaka University? Because we have invited lecturer from overseas who also interested to access to learn about this hands-on. I mean, is it limited to only students, or can any participant can access to the HPC cluster?
Thank you, Dr. Triati, for your questions. Yes, actually, as long as those staff or non-student apply to via this Google form, I think we can provide them with an account to the cluster. Maybe Morikawa Sensei, do you have additional answer for that questions?
So we have more than expected number of participants.
Yes.
But we would like to manage to accept all the participants to our computer. And also Vietnam participants, they have clusters. So we can separately use
okay.
clusters, maybe.
Okay.
But
yes.
We would like to manage to accept all the participants in the cluster. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sensei.
Yes.
Okay. From the participants, is there any questions, further questions? Okay, if there is no question, I may turn my this session to the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation from Dr. Fazli. Even though there is many questions, I think everyone could ask to the chat box if there are any concern or any what you call it, any explanation from Dr. Fazli. We would like to share a little bit video about the RCNN facilities and general overview of RCNN, so everyone could have a big picture of what we are doing here.
Pusat Penelitian Nanosains dan Nanoteknologi Institut Teknologi Bandung diresmikan oleh Menteri Riset, Teknologi, dan Pendidikan Tinggi Profesor Muhammad Nasir pada tahun 2016. Pusat penelitian ini berkeinginan untuk menjadi salah satu pusat unggulan nasional khususnya di bidang nanosains dan nanoteknologi yang berskala internasional. Hingga pada saat ini, Pusat Penelitian Nanosains dan Nanoteknologi telah melakukan kerjasama dengan berbagai macam industri dan perguruan tinggi, baik dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri.
So it's a very diversified program. I find it's been very successful so far. Students are very engaged, and this is because it's a great opportunity as a cultural exchange, as well as a way to exchange some good knowledge.
Nanotechnology in Indonesia can be really well known by its people, so it's better in way in the future.
So this opportunity brings us all together and can really make us focus on the future of nanomedicine, which I believe is the future of healthcare.
Okay, thank you very much, Satria, for the video. Professor Herman, could you brief us 1 minute or 2 minutes about the PPNN or RCNN?
I think that's already being explained quite deeply by Professor Henny. Yeah, about CCNN.
I mean, from the video, but I mean from the video. Yeah. I mean from the video, Professor. from the video that we shared before. Yeah. Your comment, please.
Oh yes, I think RCNN is welcome to all scientists or students around the world if they want to join with us conducting frontier research in nanoscience and nanotechnology. We are keenly welcome to those who eagerly to join research with us, and also you may, of course, using our facilities to conduct agreeable joint research with us. So in addition for that, we also welcome to those who want to continue in graduate study in collaboration with Osaka University, coming to Asian campus in ITB or in Osaka. We already have very long lasting collaboration with our partner from Osaka University, maybe started from more than 15 years ago. So I think we will able to provide you a world-class environment, of course, with the help from Osaka universities, as we have already doing with these international virtual courses. So please don't hesitate. If you want to join with us, you may send an email to the centers as well as to some professors who are very actively engaged experimentally or computationally in nano-size scale. So don't hesitate, please. I will be very happy if some of you finally decided to join with my group or with Professor Morikawa groups. Yeah? Basically, we are doing a collaboration in some topics using computational material design approach. Computational material approach in ITB basically was introduced by some professors from Osaka University about 15 years ago through computational material design seminar, Asian computational material designs, and still being conducted until today. And so I'm most welcome if you want to join with us. Thank you very much.
Appreciate Professor Herman. Thank you for your comments. Nurul?
Okay. Now, before we close our opening ceremony, I kindly ask you to turn on your camera so we can take picture virtually and have a photo session. Maybe I need to capture it several times. Okay, I will capture. For the slide, the first slide is one. I will count 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. For the next slide. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. For the next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's all. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay, before we close our program, could you please, Dr. Triati Wungu, maybe we want to say something before we close the program, 1 minute maybe? As the chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Yulis. I just want to inform, particularly for IT students who are registered for the credit earnings, please attend 100% for this summer school, because the transcript will be delivered to you after you finish the summer school program. And all participants also join from beginning for January until the 15th January also. And please enjoy next year. See you again. Thank you very much, Mr. Yulis. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Triati. For all participants, we are having the last session of this ceremony. Thank you for your participation and cooperation. Arigato gozaimashita. I hope you found this opening ceremony is informative and making all of you excited for our course that will be held on January 4th, 2021. Have a nice day, stay safe, and see you next month. Sayonara. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yulis and all participants.
Thank you, Bu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, Morikawa Sensei.
Rajikun.
Yes.
Thank you very much.